Hey everyone, welcome back to Jamboree Chemistry. I wanted to start something new with the channel. I recently purchased a screen recording device that allows me to record the games directly from the TV without having to use a laptop. What I'm planning on doing is showing endgame scenarios in each close game that I play and going over pivotal decisions that either win or lose the game. So everyone, let's jump into it. The scenario that I'll be going over today involves a 30-turn game that was played at my friend's house on King Bowser's Keep. Here, we find ourselves on turn 30 after a competitive back and forth between Birdo and Mario, with Birdo to play and make a critical decision. I, unfortunately, was playing as Luigi and found myself stuck on the Bowser Square for several of the final turns after a misclick at the item shop cost me the opportunity to acquire a much-needed mushroom. But anyway, back to the players who are actually in contention. It should be noted that Birdo is in firm command of the Rich Star, while Mario is in the running and leading for the minigame star, while Luigi is up 2 in the event star, meaning that the bonus stars between Mario and Birdo are a wash. Birdo has 3 items in her pocket, these being a mushroom, a double dice, and a golden pipe. She needs to decide which to use, if any. So let's analyze this further. The general principle when having a golden pipe on the final turn is to simply use it and give yourself 1 more star. The problem with this is that the star is placed directly in the thick of the Bowser Square, with 8 of the 10 spaces in front of it being Bowser spaces, in which Birdo is at risk to either lose a star or put her coin lead in jeopardy. There is also the variable that while Mario cannot currently reach the star while being 22 spaces away with only a mushroom and 2 creepy dice in his pocket, if Birdo were to get the star, it could easily then land within range for Mario to get it on the final turn. That means that it's possible for Birdo to use the golden pipe and lose the star that she just purchased, leaving her with 7, while it's also possible for Mario to get the next star and avoid losing it, or avoid a Bowser space altogether, leaving him with 8. With the bonus stars being a wash, that would equal a loss for Birdo. Not good. Not using the golden pipe would leave Birdo with 7 stars, while also keeping the star away from Mario's range, meaning he would also finish with 7. But it's not quite this simple. Let's look at a couple of other things. First, we need to check if anyone is close to Boo, as that could change the outcome of the game entirely. While everyone is holding more than enough coins to steal a star in the current scenario, only Birdo herself is in range to get to Boo, meaning that she does not have to worry about anyone stealing her star outside of an incredibly rare Bowser shuffle, which already happened once in the game, so it's pretty much a 0% chance to happen again, meaning that she can dismiss the variable of Boo from her thought process. The next variable that should be considered is whether or not Birdo is at risk to lose a star to a star trap or put her coin lead in jeopardy by landing on a half coin trap. There are only 2 total traps on the board, both of which are outside of her range without using the pipe, while the half coin trap is directly in her range if she uses it. This is further motivation to keep the pipe in her pocket and either just roll or use an acceleration item instead. Another variable to consider is whether or not Mario can steal back the Rich Star and or get closer to the coin lead with a last turn duel with another player. He is only 10% to land on another player with the current variables in place, that being with the mushroom, he can roll a 6 and land on Luigi. And he would still then need to win the duel. With this being only 10%, even with him winning the duel, this isn't a strong enough probability to force Birdo to be unnecessarily aggressive by using the golden pipe. So again, she should just keep it in her pocket and use something else. Let's now look at what else she could have done. Being that the star situation is projected to stay the same, Birdo should really be trying to play as cautiously as possible and simply avoid any variance on the final turn. The only thing that I could see hurting her situation would be passing Mario, and landing within his range for him to duel her and steal back the rich star and coin lead. This would be absolutely disastrous for Birdo. You may be thinking, what if she is able to steal a star from Mario, thus accounting for any variance that he may accomplish on his final turn? The problem with this is that this wouldn't actually account for the variance of Mario dueling and doubling his coin total. The Boo steal would simply put Birdo up 8-6, while draining 50 coins and leaving her with 112. Mario could then easily take the coin lead over her by doubling his coins and by taking the rich star from her as well if he were to win the duel. He would then receive both the rich and minigame stars, while she would receive neither. This would put both of them at 8 stars, with Mario having a higher coin total. Game over, Birdo. On top of this, her best chance to get to Boo would be using her double dice, in which she would risk rolling high enough to pass Mario as well, and put herself in danger of potentially being dueled. She could also get there with the mushroom, but we'll look at that move in a moment. The next thing she could do is just roll the dice. This option is good for a couple of reasons. If she gets a low enough roll, she can go right and get a blue or lucky space. If she rolls too high, she'll have to go left, as an 8 through 10 going right would pass Mario and put herself at risk of being dueled, especially with him holding a creepy dice that he could use on himself. There are no dangerous spaces for her to land on in this range, so she is very safe in this scenario. The only potentially dangerous space would be the unlucky space, in which it is technically possible for her to lose her golden pipe to Mario, or to Waluigi, allowing him to use it and potentially move the star closer to Mario. But if she were to roll a 3, she could just avoid this by going right and landing on this blue space. The problem with just rolling is while it does keep Birdo from passing Mario on the front end of his range, it leaves the possibility of her rolling a 1 or a 2 and staying within the back end of his range. This isn't terrible, as there's only a 2% chance that she would roll a 1 or a 2, and that Mario would roll the exact number necessary to land on her space, but 2% isn't quite as safe as 0. So, let's check what happens with the mushroom. The obvious concern entering this analysis is that Birdo will roll too high and pass Mario, putting herself in danger of being dueled. But, while it's possible for her to pass Mario while going right, if she goes right and then left, rolling a 15 wouldn't pass him, but actually land on him, which is completely safe, as she can just duel for 1 coin. So, passing Mario is not a concern with the mushroom, and rolling past the back end of his range is automatic. Let's just look at any potentially dangerous spaces within the 6 through 15 range. The first space that jumps out is chance time, as that could completely flip the game upside down. The next is the event space, which would warp Birdo to the center of the board and put her back within Mario's range. However, these spaces are not a concern because Birdo can just choose whether to take the right path first and then go left, or just go left immediately, meaning that either way, she'll have an opportunity to avoid a dangerous space. Because of this, using the mushroom provides a 0% chance that Birdo will end up in any danger at all after her roll. So the correct move in this situation is to use the mushroom. She didn't do that in this situation, of course, so let's take a look at what actually happened. as you can see, Birdo ended up using her double dice, which was somewhat dangerous because of what would have happened if she would have rolled an 18 through 20. She would have had to either go left and end up landing in front of Mario before his final roll, or she would have had to go right and straight up land on a Bowser space. Obviously, the best decision in that case would be to go right first and then left, so that she lands in front of Mario, but not directly within his creepy dice range. She ended up getting lucky and only rolling a 12. She then correctly swallowed her medicine and went left to land on this red space. She theoretically could have gone right first and then left in order to land on this item space and save 6 coins, but we're splitting hairs at this point. Fast forward to Mario's turn. Mario to play and win. What's the best decision? So realistically, the only path that I see for Mario in this spot is to make his way forward to either land on a Bowser space for a potential Bowser Revolution, or land on Luigi for a duel to double his coins. He then could improve his coin total further after the prize from the lucky space. There are no other ways for him to improve his equity. He is not within range of a star, and landing anywhere else will leave him short of his needed equity mark. With this being the case, he now needs to decide whether or not to use the mushroom. Not using the mushroom would leave his range from 1 to 10. In this range, it's a 6 to Luigi, and there are 3 Bowser spaces afterwards. There's a 40% chance of landing where he wants. With the mushroom, Luigi is still within range, but there are now 7 Bowser spaces on the back end, improving his odds to 80%. Just to clarify, he's not 80% to win, as he would still need to either win the duel with Luigi or cash in on the Bowser Revolution, which is a low probability. But with the mushroom, he's 80% to stay alive. So clearly using the mushroom is better than just rolling. Let's take a look at what Mario decided to do. I'm not sure if my friend thought he may still have the Rich Star after Birdo's turn 30 duel with Luigi, but it was definitely questionable that he ended up using his creepy dice on himself. If he did still have the Rich Star, then playing it safe and avoiding any variance would definitely be the right call. Unfortunately for him, Birdo had the Rich Star, and this decision cost him the game. Well everyone, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the endgame analysis format, as I'm hoping to make more videos like this in the future. If you liked today's video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with as many people as you want. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.